Hello, I'm here today to talk to you about punishment. It's very important that you decide on a punishment for your children in your household. Lots of children today don't have punishments. Some parents feel it's necessary just to be able to talk to your children, and sometimes that will solve the issue at hand. However, there are several studies saying that you should punish your child. Another big debate today is whether or not you should spank your child or if that's considered physical punishment and abuse. Some studies say that timeout is effective. According to lifestyle.howstuffworks.com, they say that timeout is one of the most effective ways to punish a child, and it almost is good at any age. However, according to kidshealth.org, they feel that punishment of timeout is only effective until the age of 5. And that 6 and 8, timeout is still okay, but you need to have a consequence along with the timeout. In ages 9 and 10, timeout is no longer effective according to them. And there should be natural consequences for that age. And by the age of 13 and up, your children have already learned the behaviors and the rules of the household, and they should know from wrong and right. So timeout is not effective. According to www.cnn.com, they say that spanking children, especially at an early age, can cause them to fear their parents. But it says here that 94% of 3 and 4-year-olds have been spanked at least once during the past year, according to their study. This was back in 2011. 74% of mothers believe spanking is acceptable for children ages 1 to 3, says another study according to CNN.com. And 61% of parents condone spanking as a regular form of punishment for young children, according to them as well. Sometimes I feel that spanking is necessary and that it can be very effective. However, we do have 4 children in our household, and spanking became ineffective when our daughter turned 12. However, we have used a cell phone as a form of punishment and a form of pleasure for her. If she doesn't follow the rules, the cell phone is taken away from her, which we feel is a good punishment for her. Now, we do have a 2-year-old in the household, and we do put him in timeout. We used to spank him, but according to all these studies, they said that timeout is actually the most effective on most cases that I've read. So we're trying a new method in our house. Now, I'm not saying that you do need to spank your children or put them in timeout, but I'm saying you do need to find a way and a form of punishment for their actions. According to www.webmd.com, they have a couple of tips for parents and punishment, which I feel these tips are very good pieces of information. Number 1, you should only reward good behavior. Don't embark on the bad and reward the good. 2, you need to be clear about the rules in the household. Yes, you may have said it to them before, but a child's attention span until the age of 12, they say, lasts about 8 seconds. Discipline tip number 3, neutralize your arguments. 4, buy yourself time. Don't be so quick to punish. Think about it and then go back to punish, but don't make it longer than 5 minutes. By then, most of the time, your children may have forgot what the punishment or what they're being punished for. 5, be consistent about your rules. Sometimes we have an issue with this, especially since we have 4 children in our house of all different ages. It's sometimes hard to be consistent about the punishment at hand. 6, model good behavior. They learn from you. They're watching all the time. So it's very important that you yourself model good behavior as well. According to a case against spanking with the www.apa.org, it said around the world, 30 countries have banned physical punishment of children in all settings, including the home. That means even spanking. But here in the U.S., that hasn't been banned as of yet. But I have seen it taken to extremes. Now, excessive spanking, of course, I don't believe is okay, but sometimes I feel that children do need a spanking, especially when you walk through Walmart and you see the 2-year-old screaming and kicking on the floor. I probably would be spanking my 2-year-old at that time if he has been acting like that as well. And according to www.childtrends.org, between 1986 and 2014, the portion of women who agreed or strongly agreed that it is sometimes necessary to give a child a good hard spanking dropped by 22%, actually. And with approval among men, dropped 7% between 1986 and 1991, from 84% to 78%. It has since then remained steady and was about 76% in 2014. Now, again, I am not stating that it's important for you to spank your child or that it's important for you to put them in timeout. I am saying this, though. Children need structure. It's important to have punishments for them. You can't just let them go running amok around the world like some parents I see today. In our household, we run our children. They don't run us. And I think that's an important key to life. And especially if you want them to grow up to be good citizens of America, you need to learn that giving them a punishment in your household should be required. Thank you. Have a good day.